Past.
Question 1. What drove your interest towards geomorphology?
Before I graduated from Beijing 13th Girls' Middle School in the early 1952, the geography teacher helped me to choose the subject for university studies. He asked, "What do you like?" I said, "I like forest, I like ocean, and I like," and so on. Then he suggested me to study geography. Thus, geography as the first subject I applied to university, and the second choice was Chinese literature. At last, I was accepted by the Nanjing University to study science of geography. I studied in the university 4 years, during October 1952 to July of the 1956. In the second year, to choose the major specialty. At that time, the geography department of Nanjing University had 2 specialized studies, geomorphology and the economic geography. I chose the geomorphology as my major study topic.
Question 2. Which was the most important milestone in geomorphology you have witnessed?
China has varieties of the landscapes. From the earth top of the Himalaya mountains, the high plateaus, great rivers, hilly lands, great plains, lakes, and all enter to the coastal ocean, and the end reach to the deep trench. They are great value for studies. I am interested in coastal ocean as it weighs large area, more varieties of environment and resources, but still don't know most part of it. Besides, during the year of 1957 to 1961, when I was a graduate student of Beijing University, I joined the Tianjin New Harbor Certification Project to study the research on the coastal geomorphology and the sedimentology. While I was in Canada during February 1979 to February 1982, with advanced oceanic equipment, my major work was on marine geology of Atlantic and Arctic Ocean, which extended my scientific ability on the ocean. But at the same time, I'm still studying with the Drumlin Coast research.
Question 3. Since geomorphology is a field research-based science, which field experience marked you the most, personally and professionally?
To study marine geomorphology and sedimentology as my major subject. To serve for the coastal ocean development according to the principle to set up harmonic relationship between nature and the human beings.
Question 4. Did you face any major obstacles or challenges in your career as a geomorphologist? And how did you overcome these?
It seems I did not have serious obstacles, and it seems quite a smooth way to work on the marine project, except the seasick. That's really difficult during the early period to work on the ocean.
Gemology present. Question 1. If you would recommend a key gemology article to a young gemologist, which one would it be?
I think the gemology of the Drumlin Coast is one of the unique environment in the high latitude Earth. I would like to recommend it to geoscientists of my paper about dynamic geomorphology of Drumlin Coast of Southeast Cape Breton Island, Canada. The paper published on the maritime sediments and Atlantic geology of the 1982, volume 18, page 1 to 27.
Question 2. Are you witnessing major changes or shifts in the gemomorphic research paradigm?
I think to extend my study from the land along the sea, then to the tidal flight, then to large coast ocean of the Bohai Sea and the Yellow Sea. This coast plain suffers from erosion today as the sea level rising. The coastal development research is combined the morphology with sedimentary and the dynamic process together. Follow with the time period difference.
Question 3. What did the IAG mean to you during your career or earlier in your career if they are not retired?
International Association of Geomorphologists has encouraged me to continue research on geoscience field for quite a long time. The work united geomorphologists to carry out joint projects with geologists, meteorologists, hydrologists together to improve the scientific progress. Morphology future.
Question 1. How do you see the implication of gemomorphology in contemporary trends like climate or environmental changes or AI?
As scientific career, I did observe and have experiences that the coast tidal flight deposited to be the coast plain in China, and the tidal current were and also are the major dynamics to form the plain along China seas. Especially in North China, most plain coast was a tidal flight before. Because with a large quantity of the river sediment supply continually, we found that with the tidal dynamic process, the flight formed zonation features from high tide level to the low tide level. And the zonation features showing in the rock structure faces to reflect the formation history. The sedimentary phases of tide flight are useful to trace the dynamic process, the depositional environment, and also can predict its future development.
Question 2. What advice would you give to a young gemologist?
For geomorphological studies, people should clarify the fundamental geological environment and the dynamic process, because the morphology and the sedimentary phases reflect its dynamic formation and the sedimentary environment. Also, it reflects the developing trend of future.
Question 3. What advice would you give to the IAG for its future?
The geomorphological studies should combine with the fundamental study of geology, geography, and the dynamic process together, with the different sedimentary phases to trace the environmental nature, evolutive history, and to indicate the future developing trend.
Question 4. Do you believe that geomorphology will continue to be a relevant and essential discipline in years to come? And if so, why or what do you think are the biggest threats to the discipline?
I think geomorphology as a useful application science, it will continue to be a relevant, essential disciplinary one of geoscience, because human beings' activity, such as the city expanded to change the natural environment, to change the farmland to be the urban area. Also, human beings' activity influences to local climate change and its trend of the environmental development.